This is your WLAK Daily News Roundup for Lake Air, 107.5 FM and 1260 AM in Amory.
Civic Media News. I'm Terry Bell. Here's what Wisconsin needs to know. Wisconsin has a new missing child alert system. The Purple Alert system is meant to fill gaps in the Amber Alert system. The Prince Act that Governor Evers signed yesterday expanded the definition of a person at risk to include children. The Prince Act is named after 5-year-old Prince McCree, who was killed in Milwaukee last year. More than 1,000 road projects in Wisconsin are getting $174 million from the Department of Transportation. Local governments told the state which roads need the most work. Also this week, Wisconsin got $200 million from the federal government to fix or replace more than 150 roads and bridges. Wisconsin ranks near the bottom of the nation when it comes to state investment in four-year education. Universities of Wisconsin President Jay Rothman says that's a surefire way to lose top talent.
I know enough about having managed highly talented people. Don't pay them, they will find someplace else to work.
Rothman testified yesterday to a study committee which will spend the next several months looking into the UW system's problems and how to possibly solve them. Kamala Harris may be changing presidential campaigns in more ways than one. She's gained a lot of support from Democrats in a very short time. Hamline University political scientist David Schultz.
And if she were to win, this changes the strategy where people might say, well, gosh, I don't have to declare 2 years in advance and go through all those battles.
Voters tell pollsters they want shorter campaigns, but Schultz says that's easier said than done. Wisconsin voters may have as many as 6 choices for president in November. The Wisconsin Elections Commission says Cornel West and Robert F. Kennedy Jr., as well as Shiva Ira Dure and Claudia De La Cruz, all turned in paperwork this week. The WEC will now decide if they qualify to be on the ballot. Some reminders about Tuesday's Wisconsin primary election. It's a partisan primary, so you can only vote for candidates in one party. There'll be 5 parties to choose from. Election clerks say you should follow the prompts vertically when you find the space for your party. Clerks also say it's important to turn your ballot over to look for races or referendums on the back. I'm Terry Bell, Civic Media News. Here's what you need to know closer to home.
For WLAK News, I'm James Kelly. A new missing child alert system launched in Wisconsin on Thursday. The new system was developed after Governor Tony Evers signed the Prince Act, named after 5-year-old Prince McCree, who was found dead after going missing in Milwaukee. The Prince Act also honors 10-year-old Lily Peters, who went missing in Chippewa Falls in 2022 before her body was found along a trail. Neither McCree nor Peters' case met the criteria for an Amber Alert after being reported missing, and the new system will have less strict requirements for alerts. Rice Lake native Kenny Bednarik is bringing another Olympic silver medal back to Northwest Wisconsin. In the 200-meter finals on Thursday, Bednarik finished second with a time of 19.62. It's his second silver medal in the event, winning his first in the Tokyo Olympics. Bednarik will have one more chance to medal on Friday as part of the Team USA 4x100-meter relay. The relay team advanced to the finals on Thursday without Bednarik and teammate Noah Lyles, who won bronze in the 200-meter dash. Prilly Circle in the Duluth Civic Center has been reopened after the clearing out of the City Hall encampment. According to a Fox 21 report, city crews had fenced the area off after clearing the encampment on Wednesday to restore the damaged grounds and reopened it on Thursday. The grassy area of the Civic Center is still fenced off as city officials say it needs serious restoration work. Mayor Roger Reinert says when it is reopened, it will once again be a public space accessible to anyone with the same permit rules. A Duluth Farmers Market will host Minnesota's National Farmers Market Week celebration. According to a Northern News Now report, the Lincoln Park Farmers Market was chosen to host the event, which members of the market say is a great honor. Officials from the Minnesota Farmers Market Association said they wanted to hold this year's event in the northern region after being in Winona and the Twin Cities. They also say they recognized the hard work that the Lincoln Park Farmers Market has put in to serve their community. A Duluth animal shelter is calling for community support after reaching their maximum capacity for dogs. According to a WDIO report, officials from Animal Allies Humane Society in Duluth say they're receiving dogs faster than they can get them adopted, leaving them unable to take in any more surrenders. They say some of the causes of the backlog are the rising cost of living, dogs being transferred from out-of-state organizations, and limited access to spay and neuter services. The shelter is looking for more adopters. Violent crime in Duluth is on the decline, according to law enforcement officials. According to a Fox 21 report, data from the Duluth Police Department shows there has been a significant drop in shooting incidents in the city in 2024 compared to previous years. Through July 25th this year, there have been only 5 shooting incidents compared to 26 last year and 40 in 2020 through the same date. Stabbing calls have also seen a decline, with 11 calls through July 25th this year compared to 12 from last year and 30 in 2022. The encampment outside Duluth City Hall was officially cleared out on Wednesday morning. Duluth police officials gave the members of the encampment 1 week to clear out following the passage of new city ordinances last week that target camping on city property. On Wednesday morning, 2 people were arrested for obstruction as the encampment was cleared. The encampment began as a way for local residents to protest the war in Gaza and later grew to include members of the city's unhoused population pushing for change. A popular Duluth playground is now missing one of its play structures after being removed by the city. According to a WDIO report, city officials say the structure at Playfront Park was removed because the manufacturer no longer builds it, meaning the city can no longer replace any parts of the structure that break. Parks and Recreation officials say they're working on finding a replacement structure to add back to the park, but have not been able to provide a timeline for when that replacement structure could be built. And that's what you need to know. For WLAK News, I'm James Kelly.
The Brewers come home. Hi, I'm Mike Clemens with sports. The Brewers back in action tonight in Milwaukee against the Cincinnati Reds. The Crew coming off a 3-game sweep of the Braves, beating them 16-7 yesterday in Atlanta. 20 hits, 6 home runs in just the first 5 innings, 2 from rookie Jackson Churio. Manager Pat Murphy.
Yeah, I couldn't be happier for Jack. I mean, he's just coming into his own, you know what I mean, and letting his talent play and not dwelling on the failures and bouncing back after that. So really pleased with him.
NFL, the Packers head to Cleveland to play the Browns in their first preseason game. Kickoff tomorrow afternoon at 3:25. 6'6" Roger Stona got a tryout as a defensive end in the Packers rookie minicamp this spring. Last night during the Olympics, Stona won a gold medal for Jamaica by throwing the discus 70 meters, setting a new world record.
I'm speechless, to be honest. Just enjoying the moment. I'm in good shape right now. All I just needed was get a good release, find that angle. I mean, it was great. Nothing to lose.
That's Roger Stona with sports. I'm Mike Clemens.
On your entertainment beat, I'm Pete Schwaba. Stranger Things relies a lot on CGI and special effects. Take away those elements of the show, and what do you have? A new Broadway version. Stranger Things: The First Shadow is a prequel for the show and headed to America. The story is set 25 years before the TV version begins. The show opened in London in 2023 and has been a big success, winning an Olivier Award for Best New Play. The First Shadow will open in New York next spring. Not sure if you've heard the news, but it's all ball bearings nowadays. Also, there will not be another Fletch film. Greg Mottola, director of 2022's Fletch reboot Confess Fletch, that starred John Hamm, says there was a sequel in the works, but it will not go forward. The director says the change of direction on the project is due to new leadership at Miramax. Mottola, who also directed Superbad, says the Fletch curse got him. For what it's worth, I charged this entire beat to the Underhill's credit card. 3 Taylor Swift shows were canceled due to a terrorist attack threat. The Associated Press reports that authorities in Vienna, Austria apprehended 2 men, one of them the 19-year-old ringleader. The canceled shows were for August 8th, 9th, and 10th, and those with tickets will get a full refund. Reps for Taylor Swift have not commented yet on the incident. The Swift Eras Tour has spanned 145 shows in 5 continents. It started in 2023 and is scheduled to end in Vancouver in December. There is drama on the set of the new Bridget Jones film. The shooting schedule was disrupted by bats. Experts say their habitat was disrupted by the filming in Keswick, Cumbria. That was almost enough to distract fans from the fact that Colin Firth's character, Mark Darcy, is returning for the 4th installment of the franchise. Apparently, Firth's return has been planned for a while, but they were hoping to keep it a secret. Bridget Jones' Mad About the Boy is expected in theaters in February of 2025. Here are some weekend movie suggestions. The Blake Lively film It Ends With Us is a romantic drama receiving mostly good reviews. It Ends With Us is adapted from the novel of the same name by Colleen Hoover. Borderlands is a sci-fi adventure about an intergalactic bounty hunter with a sketchy past and a ragtag team of misfits that are charged with saving the galaxy. The film is based on one of the most popular video games of all time. The film is pulling a 3% on Rotten Tomatoes, so you might want to steer clear or hope you're in the 3%. And if you're looking for a movie about lip syncing before it was cool or even accepted, check out Girl, You Know It's True. a documentary about Milli Vanilli's meteoric rise up the music charts, which culminated with 3 number-1 hits, none of which they sang. The biopic takes a good look at what the lives of Milli and Vanilli were like before and after the fall, and it's pulling a 92% on Rotten Tomatoes. Let's go to the movies. For more showbiz fun, tune into Nightlight with me, Pete Schwaba, weeknights from 7 to 9 p.m. on the Civic Media Radio Network.
It is going to be partly cloudy today and a little breezy. We'll get to around 70 for a high. The wind northwest at around 10 to 20. Tonight, mostly clear. We'll drop to 50 for an overnight low. Tomorrow, sunshine, high in the low to mid 70s on Sunday. Sunny with a high in the mid to upper 70s. I'm meteorologist Sean Cable. Temperature now 56.
That's your WLAK Daily News Roundup from Civic Media. Subscribe to this podcast on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you find your podcasts. Find more news at lakeair.radio.